Hi guys, you're welcome back to Judas Fashion Home channel. If you are seeing my video for the first time, thank you for stopping by. Please kindly do well to subscribe to my channel and please don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you can get notified anytime I upload a new video. Thank you. And to all of my returning subscribers, thank you for always coming back. May God bless you all. So in today's tutorial, I will be sharing with you on how I made this beautiful off-shoulder crop make me top with a front button. Please kindly stay tuned to the end of this video. Thank you. So here's the fabric I'll be working with. So I'm having an African print here, so which is 1 yard. Then I'm having my pattern paper, my marker, scissors, staple, then my ruler. So firstly, as you can see, I've already drew the line in a halfway. So here are my vertical lines. So the first line here is the chest line, bust point under bust. So here from this place here, it's an off shoulder, so I went up by 7 inches. So I measured 9 inches for my chest line. Then for my bust point, I measured 11 inches. My under bust 14 and a half. Then my half length, that is my waist, I measured 17 inches. Then the basque, the full length of this top, I measured 23 inches for it. So here my neckline, I measured 6 inches. So from that my 6 inches, I connect it to the chest line, so that would be my armhole. So 6 inches is okay for me. So now, so on my bust point here, I'll be taking the measurement of my nipple to nipple, that is 8 inches divided by 2, so 4 inches. I measured that 4 inches from the bust point down to the back of my top. So I went ahead to connect that down to a straight line. So on my under bust here, so I marked a 5 inches on the both sides, so that will be for my dart intake. So I'll just go ahead and connect that half inches down to the back, then connect it to the bust point. So now at the on my chest line, so on my neckline rather, so I come in by a 5 inches. So that 5 inches will be the space between my bust, my center front. So I'll just go ahead and connect that half inches down to my bust, and from that my bust I just came down by 2 inches. So that is how I'll be curving it down to the under bust, as you see me doing right here. Okay, so for this side here, so I'll be measuring 4 inches. So for the side of my bust, so that 4 inches, I'll go ahead and connect it down to the under bust as well. So I'll connect it up to my armhole area. So after doing that, so I'll be taking the bust measurement divided by 4, then plus extra 2 inches. Then on my half length, that is my waist, I'll just go ahead and take the measurements of my waist divided by 4. Then I'll take the 1 inches for that I took in, so I'll just go ahead and mark that also, then plus the 2 inches allowance, so making 3 inches allowance that will be adding to the waist waistline. So now from my half length that I marked 17 inches, so I came down to 18 inches. So that is where I'll be connecting my basque, that is where I'll be covering the basque to the to the basque line rather. So now I'll just go ahead and cut it. So I'll just go ahead and cut out the dart also. I know you guys will be wondering that I didn't do the upper bust tightening, so but we don't need that for this top. I said it's a make me top, and so we don't need that. So yeah, I'll just go ahead and cut the side of my top, of my pattern paper rather. So I'll cut my armhole curve also. So now we'll move on to the back pattern. So like I said earlier, this top has a button at the front. It has a button allowance at the front, so we are not making use of any zipper for this top. So I'll just go ahead and place it, my center front and my side of my front bodies. I'll just place it together like you see me doing. So I'll just make sure I close my dart, then I'll trace out my armhole for the front, then I'll trace out everything, then the side, just the back line I won't be tracing out. So you see that 18 inches that I stopped for my half length, so that is where this back pattern is going to stop. So the back is not going to be having a basque, so it's only for the front. So now I just came down by 1 inches for my back neckline because I don't want it to be straight at the back. So I'll just go ahead and curve it to the armhole. And if you don't want to do it like this, you can just go ahead and take the normal measurement. Like you just go ahead and measure it like we did for the front. So now I'll just go ahead and write unfold, back unfold, so I'll know when cutting it. So I'll know that there's no zipper allowance at the back, so I'll know that when I'm cutting the back to be unfold. Then the front, I'll just go ahead and label that not unfold, so I'll not just go and cut that unfold. So now just go ahead and set that aside. So move on to the curb side. So move on to the curb rather. So for my curb, I'll be drawing a straight line on it, like five um lines. So I'll just go ahead and label 1 2 3 4 5 6. So I have six pieces here, so I'll just go ahead and slash it because we'll be doing a slash and spread. So I'll slash it like you see me doing right here. You can decide not to make yours up to 6 pieces, so it depends on how you want it. So after doing that, so I've gone ahead to cut out all my pieces. So this is the bag, so I went ahead to cut two pieces for the bag. That will be for the actual fabric and for the lining. So I'm using the same fabric for my lining as well. So I went ahead to add like extra 1 inches to the down of my pattern paper, or as in on my fabric, because that will be, I'll be using that for the hemming. So I didn't add any allowance to the pattern paper. So you can see I've already added half inches around the curb side where I'll be stitching my curb to, and to the center front also. So here I'm having the pieces for my curb. So this is the slash and spread, so I went ahead to spread it with the difference of 1 inches apart. So it depends on the fabric that I'm using though, because this fabric is not going to be enough. So that was the reason why I spread it with the apart of 1 inches. You can just go ahead and do yours like 1.5 inches. So that is if you're having enough fabric. So now I'll just go ahead and turn the upper part of my cup. But before doing that, I'll just go ahead and gather the upper part. I'll do that on my lining and also on my actual fabric. So I'll gather the upper part, then I'll gather the down part of my cup, as you can see. So this is how it's going to be looking like after gathering it. So I'll just go ahead and gather it. So now I've done gathering it. So this is for my lining and for my actual fabric. So as you can see, and I've gathered the down part of it also. So and when gathering it, please take note that this upper part, I mean the chest line area, so please don't go and gather it that it will now, the chest line won't be up. At least gather it so you still be having like 6 inches for the upper part, that is the neckline area. So now I've gone ahead to turn the lining, as in use the lining to turn the actual fabric. So I've done that to the upper part of my cup, then I've gone ahead to stitch down the side and the down part of my cup. So yeah, I'm having the center front of my bodies and the side. So I'll just go ahead and stitch down my dart. I'll go ahead and stitch down my dart half inches for my dart. So I'll do that to the other side also. So for this my center front and the side also, I'm having two pieces also. So because I'll be using one for the lining and one for the actual fabric also. So I've done stitching my dart down on the actual fabric and also on the lining. So now what is left now is to attach my cup to it. So you can see I've done stitching it down, and so I've gone ahead to iron the that seam. So I'm gonna ahead to iron it. And take note of this part, please. When you are stitching your center front and the side, please stitch from the down part, that is from where the basket is. Stitch it from that down, then to the upper part where you'll be adding your cup to. So in case you are having like, you're having like excess that is remaining, you can still trim it down from that part, and it won't affect the length of this top. So now I've done attaching my cup to it. So this is what I'm having right here. So now I'll be flipping my cup down like you see me doing right here. So this is how I'll be turning. I'll be stitching my lining from the inside as you see me doing right here. So I'll just go ahead and stitch my lining with half inches, so from the inside. So I'll do that to the other side also. So I'm done doing that. So yeah, this is the button allowance I'll be adding to the front. So I've done stitching the upper part of this button allowance. So this stripe that I'm using here is 3 inches. For the wideness is 3 inches. So I went ahead to fold it in by half inches for the side. Then after folding it, so I'm having like 2 inches. I'm having 2 inches on fold. So now I went ahead to fold it again and stitch the upper part. So I'm having 1 inches right here. So I'll just go ahead and place it in like you see me doing here on the half inches I'm having at the center of my top. At the center, the half inches I added on my pattern paper, so I went ahead to stitch it, to stitch my button allowance on it. So now I'm done with that. So here is the back bodies. So I've done stitching the neckline. So here I'm notching the neckline. So I'm notching it. So I'll just go ahead and close this side of my back. Then for this my front bodies also, I'll just go ahead and close this side like you see me doing. I'll fold it, then I'll close the side. So now I've done closing this side. So I'm trying to fold it out like you see me doing right here. So the only part that is left is just the down part of my top. So that is what I'll be aiming at the end of the day. So I didn't turn the only the down part of my front bodies and the back bodies. So right here I'll be pinning down my button allowance. I'll be pinning them down on each other like you see me doing before taking my measurement, before shaping my top. So I'll make sure I pin them down so it won't be moving. So yeah, I've done pinning it down, so I'll keep that aside. So here is the back bodies. So I'll go ahead and turn that to the right side. So this is what I'm having right here. So now I'll be placing the front bodies on it. So I'll make sure they are equal on the both sides. So you can just go ahead and pin it down so it won't be moving around. So now I'll go ahead and take my bust measurements and also my waist measurements. So after connecting it down, I'll take it to my sewing machine and go and sew it down. So yeah, this is what I'm having after shaping my top. So now I'll be trimming my armhole. So with the measurement of that 6 inches for my neckline, so I'll just go ahead and cut it a little bit down like you see me doing. Okay, and this part here is going to be a little bit wide after cutting it, after trimming my armhole. So that part, the armhole part, so I'll just go ahead and pleat it so it will match with this the back armhole. So I'll pleat it on each other so it can match with the back armhole. So I'll keep that aside. So I'll be cutting my sleeve. So here's my sleeve. So I'm managing my fabric now because this remaining one is not much again. So yeah, the width of this sleeve is 14 inches. So now here I'll go ahead and mark 11.5 inches for the upper part of my sleeve. Then I'll curve my armhole down a little bit. So the length of this sleeve, I would advise if you are cutting yours, you can just make it around 8 to 9 inches for the length of your sleeve, because you still be folding the upper part and the down part of this sleeve. So here I'll be adding two elastic to this sleeve, the upper part, then I'll be adding one at the center of my sleeve. So I'll just go ahead and hem down the upper part of my sleeve and the down part of my sleeve. Then for the upper part, I'll go ahead and add an elastic to it. You can see for this down part of my sleeve, so I went ahead to use a bias to hem the down part of it, because this my sleeve is not enough, the length of my sleeve is not enough to hem the down part. So that was the reason why I used and use a bias for it. So I've done passing the elastic in my upper part of my sleeve. So here I'm having 13 inches for the elastic I'll be adding to the inner of my sleeve. Also, this will be around the armhole. So I've gone ahead to mark 2.5 inches for from the top of my armhole. So that is where I'll be stitching my elastic to. So after doing that, so I'll go ahead and trim down my basket a little bit to be equal with the side of my top. So after doing that, so I'll go ahead and use this bias tape to hem the down part of my top. So I'll be using this press button for my top, like I said earlier. So I'll be using a press button. I'll just go ahead and fix it in, then I'll be using it for my top. So yeah, I've done stitching the other sleeve and I've done hemming the down part of my top. So this is what we have. So I'll just go ahead and fix the button to it, the press button to the center of my top. So at the end of the day, this is what we have. You can see how beautiful it's looking, and this top is so easy to make. So I believe that after watching this video, you'll be able to make for yourself also. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, share and comment on this video. if you have any questions to ask. Thank you so much, guys. And I want to say thank you so much for 100 subscribers. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. May God bless you all. So I will see you in my next video. Bye.